Hey guys, I'm back with a tutorial on how I sew in my oops, oh boy, sorry about that. So I'm back with a tutorial on how I hand stitch my bespoke wig for a client that I made a wig for. And as you can see, I already have the ventilating process done already. The wig has already been ventilated, but I didn't fully hand tie, so this is a top front with the tracks in the back. And basically what I'm doing is I'm hiding the tracks behind the hairline, which is about 1.5 inches behind the hairline, so that when the hair drops down, it's going to be flawless and you won't be able to see the tracks. Okay, so I use what we call invisible thread, right? It's very undetectable to the eye. Can you see this? You probably can. If I put it close up, you can see it. But it's very it's much better than using thread because it's stronger, even though you can't. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. Even though you can barely see it, it's very durable and it's strong. And it looks better. All right, so I usually don't start where the end of the track. I don't start there. I start maybe like 1 inch away from the end part of the track, and then I work my way back to this part and then come back. That way it's secure. You don't have to worry about the edges of the track lifting up. And might I mention, this tutorial is really for people who want to do repairs on their units that they already have. So some people have fully hand-tied wigs, meaning that they don't have the tracks in the back, but there's others who may have had a wig that they just tossed aside and they're not using anymore because it has maybe tears into the lace, or maybe some of the tracks have come off, etc. Or if they want to make their tracks look more neat and uniform and you don't have a sewing machine to do it, then here's a way to fix that, okay? So I am going to use my magnifying glass to see close up, and I hope you can see what I see. I believe you can. So I'm going to start maybe like 1/2 inch or inch away from the edge. And I'm going to pull this through, and I'm going to secure it by tying a knot. See, tying a knot is not just for ventilation too. It's also, you can tie a knot to sew a track on. And that's your first knot, okay? And then I'll work my way to the end. You also want to make sure you keep the loose hair on the ends away from your work area, because you don't want it to get caught up in the process of sewing down your tracks. So make sure you keep any hair that can come in contact with your work area out of the way. So I've tied my knot, and I am working my way towards the edge, in which I can grab the edge. Now that's secure. And then if you have a pin there, you move that out of the way, push it back out of the way so that you can continue sewing down your tracks on the edges. Make sure you guys can see that. I hope you, yeah, I think you can. Yeah. Put it a little closer. There you go. This way you can see basically what I'm doing here. All right, so once again, keep the hairs out of the way, any loose hairs. You want to go in and secure the edges. You go over it a few times. To make sure that your edges are secure. And with this invisible thread, it'll look seamless. It's not going to look like some bulky, thick thread that you see when people are making these wigs and hand tying the thread into the unit. All right, so I've secured it, and I'm going to work my way. And you want to make sure you go inside the track, not underneath it, inside, and grab. There you go. And grab not underneath like that, but inside the track, and grab it. All right. And that's going to give you the security. Now, as you can see, this is not going anywhere. It is staying put. And you just continue that all the way till you get to the other side. And you rinse and repeat. I'll demonstrate one more. You go in to the track. Right? You tie your knot. And voila. There you have it.